Welcome back, guys. This is the fourth segment, which we promised you. Little post game, if you will. Mets just took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. Good series for them. Jason Bay seemed to get a little hot. I think he was 7 for 10 for the series. Batting 700, 2 RBIs. I'm sorry, 2 home runs, a couple doubles here and there. I'm happy about that going into the Philly series. So I don't know where you stand on that.
We suck. Can't hit, can't field. There's no excuses. It's bad. They throw like crap and they can't hit.
Some of the, I mean, not to take anything away from Sabathia, but some of those pitches were meatballs. Like the one that Jason Bay hit to
For both?
right center, well, both of them, but specifically the one to right center, it was off the plate, but it kind of just hung up there. I don't know, he didn't have anything behind it. I'm not sure what that's all about. I don't know if that means anything, but.
He says he's not hitting his spots, but I don't know. I'm kind of dumbfounded because usually I'm used to seeing that.
Well, especially against maybe your 2 best pitchers this year. So I know it's a little crazy. It's also crazy that that the Mets actually closed the series out for once instead of getting to that rubber game with their best pitcher on the mound and then Johan going out and throwing like crap, which he's done at least a handful of times since he's been here. It's good to see him actually close one out. But
It was such a bad week for the Yankees hitting wise. I can only think of 2 balls that hit hard. One was Friday night, they switched in a double and a gap, and then Cervelli's hit last night.
yeah.
Otherwise,
Almost home run, yeah.
you only need an outfield.
Yeah, I mean Texas is in a slump right now. I don't know where he's at.
They're showing their age.
It looked like he was coming out of it, and then he's kind of just dipping right back into it. And I mean, you could say maybe Jason Bay's getting out of it, but until you can do that for
Well, he just doubled his home run output in 2 games. I'm sorry, 1 game.
in one game exactly. But he's got to keep that going. We'll see what happens with that.
Well, it's a big series for you guys coming up.
Yeah, this is tough, and I mean it's good because, kind of good because neither their ace won't be on the mound. We won't have to see Roy Halladay
Yeah.
at all. So that's a plus for a Met fan if you're entering this series with the Phillies. But and I know that means you won't see Johan either, but
Or Pelfrey either.
or Pelfrey, but I'll take my chances.
I don't know, maybe Pelfrey does go.
No, he won't make it. He won't make it. But
Unless they skip over somebody, maybe. Even then, I don't think so.
yeah, with the day rest on Monday, they're not gonna skip it over anybody's spot, but we'll see what happens. I know that the Yankees are reeling right now. I mean, what is it, 5 out of 6 they've lost?
Yeah, the only good thing about the Yankees right now is that Granderson's doing his rehab in Scranton.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Otherwise, it's not looking pretty good.
It's a tough spot right now for the Yankees. I mean, I'm not going to read that much into it. I'm not even going to read that much into the series win, honestly.
Well,
I'm just glad to get
for you guys,
get
it's
away
excellent.
from it.
For you guys, it's an excellent win. You guys, what you needed to do. Now everybody's back on the back in the game again, and they're talking about making a trade for Roy Oswalt, which I think you make tonight if you can. Before the Philly series.
Dude, I'm totally with that. I am totally with that signing right there. I mean, I know me and you have talked about Cliff Lee before, and my biggest problem with Cliff Lee was that for the past 2 years, Cliff Lee has seemed to be the pitcher that you get if you're going to win right now. You're going to win the whole thing. The Mets aren't in that position right now, so to shell out all that money to Cliff Lee, to possibly either losing him the next year or having to pay a ridiculous amount of money doesn't seem logical. Roy Oswalt seems more logical than anything that's happened.
He's got
so
2
far.
years left, I think $12 million each year, which isn't bad because the second year is a buyout year, I think it was. I heard today.
Yeah.
But see, if I was the Mets, why don't you consider taking them both?
Cliff Lee. I mean, well, let's start with baby steps. Get Roy Oswalt first. First, let's see if you can handle making that signing before you decide to make another blockbuster signing. I mean, Cliff Lee and Roy Oswalt in the same year. That's I don't know. I don't think that's possible. If it is, then go for it. But if it's not, I don't know. I don't know what the financial how financially the Mets are stable. I'm not sure. Who knows? I know Reyes is going to come up with his money. Belchin, if you decide to keep him, is going to come up with his money soon. So you're going to have to make some decisions. I think Roy Oswalt in itself is good.
So do you think they have a chance to make the playoffs this year?
Without Roy Oswalt, yes. With Roy Oswalt, even better. even a better shot. Because now you're tossing out Johan, Roy Oswald, and Pelfrey, which I like the sound of that, to tell you the truth. Anything after that, Nice, even though I like the kid, whatever, he's not a Roy Oswald, he's not a Pelfrey right now, and he's not a Johan Santana. So I'll take my chances with that. And the fifth starter, we don't even know. Who cares? At that point, you're all right.
Well, if you guys had Clay and Oswald in that rotation, you guys would be right there, I think.
Well, yeah, I think we're winning the World Series. who needs to hit when you can pitch your ass off every game?
The only thing with Oswald is that he's got a back injury, and they have to make sure that's not going to re-happen.
Yeah, we know how well the Mets deal with injuries and updates and who can play, who can't play. But yeah, they'll have to look into it and make sure the price is right. You know what I mean? Like, don't give up too much. Like, depending on what Houston wants back is depending on whether we get him or not. Mejia, if that's all they want, go for it. I mean, if they want.
Mejia's a good guy. I like Mejia, though.
Mejia's good. I like him too. But I like Roy Oswald as my starting pitcher because what you need right now. It's a big gap right now. And even though Mejia has been pretty good out of the bullpen, and I'm not saying he's the best bullpen guy, I'm not saying he's the worst. I'm saying the bullpen could probably last without him and survive without him. The pitching rotation can't last or survive without another starter, wherever that comes from, another bona fide starter. So that's the immediate attention. That's the attention that needs to be handled right now. But what about you guys? You guys need maybe an extra bat.
Need a pulse in the outfield right now. Randy Wynn is not going to play it anymore. He can't field and he can't hit. He's behind the fastball every time. He just can't catch. If Granderson comes back, that'd be a plus. Otherwise, there's no one really out there right now. Like Jermaine Dye, he wouldn't help us because he get hit, but there's no spot for him when everybody's healthy. And his fielding, he's old anyway, so you don't know. The only thing I can rest my hat on this week is that the 2 games the Yankees lost, they both played to the end. They were down big in both games, and both games they had a chance to either tie or, come within one of tying the game on the last at bat. But it's a big 3 games with the Twins now, and tonight you have the Red Sox and the Rays. So if you sweep the Twins, which is I don't know if it's pretty big to say that, because they pretty much do sweep them a lot.
Right.
That's huge for the Yankees, because then you're gaining a game no matter what on somebody.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So then you got Cleveland coming in on Memorial Day weekend. So.
Well, hopefully that should be a walk in the park. We'll see what happens.
Well, who knows?
I mean, do you still think Gardner's an everyday player? I know he came off to a hot start, but in his past few games he hasn't been hitting the ball well. I don't know what that's a product of, but he was hitting 345. Now he's like under 3.
I like Gardner. He is not a number 2 hitter. He's a guy at the end of the lineup.
So who do you bat number 2?
I would see the Swisher, or it could be a Granderson. And that's for Swisher or Granderson when Granderson comes back.
Okay.
I would definitely say Granderson until they throw a lefty at you. Then you got to go Swisher.
Okay.
And bat Granderson.
But Gardner nowhere in the mix in the 2.
He'll be behind Posada, or when Posada comes back, or he'll be behind whoever's going to bat 7th now, whoever the injured rehab guy's going to be. But
he hasn't played a full season yet either, right? So.
Gardner?
Right.
Yeah, he's been off and on.
So we'll see. I mean, I think that's the ultimate test in any professional athlete's career, or like when they're a rookie and everybody has this hype around them. I think if they can complete a full season, little unscathed, or what have you, if they can make it through a full season, then that proves that they can be an everyday player. But until then, you still have to kind of question.
Yeah, I would still say that he's not having a bad year at 300.
No. I kind of sound like like he's having a bad year. He's absolutely not having a bad year, but just the fall off. Hopefully, and baseball's a game of streaks and slumps. So maybe this is his little mini slump. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, Memorial Day's next weekend, so I don't know what day we're gonna do the show. Maybe Monday night.
It's
or
a good
Tuesday.
question. There's a lot of drinking to be handled. So
there's a lot of
who knows?
stuff going on.
We'll be here.
We'll be here eventually. So stay tuned to the. I'll post something on the bottom about when the show's gonna be. But I guess it was a good series, dude.
Touche. See you in June.
Yeah, get to get some home field advantage next time.
There you go.
All those fly balls are going out. But all right, man. So I'll see you next week.
It's a wrap.
And how's it going?
Good show.
Take it easy.
See you guys next week.